Hey, Simone. So do you think Jonathan's gonna cry?
Yes, Jonathan's gonna cry.
What's up, brownies? Because most content creators and posters on the internet did not watch the interview in its entirety, they have taken a 2-minute clip and used that to define the entirety of these people's relationship and make poor assumptions. They are trashing him, bashing her for loving him, and then some of them are just using this topic as a way to insult Black women. He spends a good part of the interview actually talking about some of his lack of confidence and insecurities. And so the arrogance that you all are putting on him is just incorrect. Furthermore, he spends at least a third of the video crediting his wife for helping him be more successful and just praising her in general, along with expressing concerns and love for his mom. So let's get into some other clips.
You may not know what they had to go through to be at that point. What do you think is the biggest pivot so far for you?
My senior year of college, I'm in camp, and like my stepdad, he was basically in my life since I was 4 or 5, and so that was, who helped raise me, you know what I mean? Fresh after a practice, we probably have 2 weeks until the season starts, and my coach, they walked me up to the office. I'm like, why y'all take me to the office? And they tell me that, well, my stepdad got shot and killed in an armed robbery, and that's just who was there with my mom, and my mom is disabled. She has a rare muscle disease, so she's not able to walk too great. So, I'm like, man, my mom at home by herself now. And that was the moment where I'm like, man, I gotta do something to make my family situation better, man. Like, I don't know if y'all know too much about St. Louis, but it get grimy there, and depending on where you at, you know what I mean? So that was the moment for me, man, where I'm just like, man, I gotta do something.
Now, that's just the first clip of several, but I want to pause right here. And since the world has taken several days to drag them, I'd like to take a couple of moments to give them their flowers. First of all, Jonathan, I just lost my stepdad this summer, and this will be our first Christmas without him. So I definitely understand that pain you went through, and also that added pressure for you to make sure that you look after your mom. My mom is a fresh new widow. She lost her teammate and soulmate of 35 years. So I get that concern, and I appreciate young Black men still out here praising their moms. I also want to take the time to thank you all for using your platform and your fame to speak on mental health and stress and anxiety, which is something that I also have been struggling with very badly this year. You two need to stick together despite the haters, because the bar is in hell and it's too much pee in the dating pool. Let's take a look at their love story.
When Owens found out that his girlfriend was withdrawing from some of the events, he took to Instagram and wrote, "I'm a ride with you through whatever, baby. Your strength and courage is unmatched, and you inspire me more and more every day, SB. You always gonna be my champ, baby, and don't forget that. I love you so much and can't wait till you come home and get to see that beautiful smile again. You know I'm always here for you, baby." To which Biles responded with a simple, "I love you so much" in the comments. These two have each other's backs no matter what, and it's admirable to see how much they support each other. The two seem to have never left their honeymoon stage in the relationship, posting some of the most cliche, corniest, and cutest posts on Instagram, captioning the sweet photos with stuff like, "It's just us. The only time I fall is when he's there to catch me. Now you rockin' with the real one. Always good to spend Christmas with the fam. Happy holidays, everyone. And if Santa asks, the elves did it. Merry Christmas." They're wearing matching pajamas in these two. Us against 2021. Lucky to be loved by you. I love you more than I love Belize, and that's a lot. My travel partner forever. And of course, Owens and his very supportive posts. What an amazing experience. First time getting to watch you compete in person, and you didn't disappoint. It's so cool that I get to watch you do what you love and be the best at that. I'm so proud of you, my little champ. Trail's up next, and you already know I'm there. Love you, baby. He even admitted that he thinks gymnastics is harder than football. Besides being incredible athletes, the two have bonded over their shared sense of humor and their love for their pets. When your dogs have become best friends, it's practically set in stone, right? What kind of monster separates their dogs from their best friends? Not only do their dogs love each other, Biles' family loves Owens as well. The two spent their holidays together, and Biles said that her family loves him. Apparently, this is a big deal in the Biles household because their parents have been known to be harsh towards others. Owens gets along with their family so much that he occasionally hangs out with them without her. That's when you know you're in good with the parents. Biles' coach thinks that a relationship has made her a better gymnast. Her emotional and mental support from him have made her a more confident gymnast, and her coach sees it in her performances.
So let me get this straight. With no proof of Jonathan actually harming anyone, he's being crucified. And yet and still at this very moment, you can find posts of people actually praising, protecting, and proclaiming the innocence of people like Tory Lanez, R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby. And in order to assist somebody who never asked for your help, you are going back 10 plus years to see if you can find a tweet that proves that he actually knew her before they met. Which is weird because there are actual real predators amongst us right now that you could be focused on that's actually harming people. You know, like that one uncle or one cousin that your family told you not to get the law involved, and what happens in this family stays in this family. And thus, you'll be sitting across the table eating Christmas dinner with them. And if you're wondering why I'm going on a survivor's rant, it's probably because I think that we have forgotten that Simone herself is a survivor. We should give a woman who's been through so much more consideration. Now, she was born to drug-addicted parents and forced into the foster care system where she suffered until her grandparents came and adopted her. They then put her in lessons to learn her passion where she was violated by a trainer. She named him, blamed him, and played a pivotal role in putting him in prison and stopping him from harming someone else. Simone is a hero in so many different ways, and you all are attacking and tearing her down for no reason, and I find it disgusting. What she did is way more heroic and effective than playing Guess the Billionaire on the internet. So imagine if more people did things like that, and maybe some of you who are triggered by unresolved trauma or whatever it is that is causing this reaction would be a little bit more well mentally. But this is why it gives me so much pleasure to play all of these clips of him praising his wife, because you missed them, because you didn't watch the interview.
Being able to see her compete, knowing how hard she works, knowing how she excels, but even knowing that you can be at that elite of a level and still be overwhelmed. What did you learn from that?
Oh, man, because I went through it with her, you know, like the night before everything happened at the Olympics, man, we on the phone, like I'm, you know, on FaceTime, like, baby, you got it, you know, like just trying to help kind of boost. And she's, you know, just kind of telling me like something, you know, something's up, like, you know, I don't really trust myself. It was just crazy, man. Like you said, the best, you know, the pressure gets to, you know, everyone, you know, so you have to make sure you take care of your mental, you know, just because you can't see, you know, mental issues, you can't see it, people don't think they need to take care of it, you know? It just made me know how important it is, just being around her and just seeing like, we might be in the bed and, you know, she might just start crying just because of the trauma that, you know, caused from it. And I was glad that she did get those couple years just to kind of decompress. And, you know, we took some trips, man, got married, and now it just looked like she coming out, you know, with a clear mind, you know, because she did work on it. She's been to the therapy. Shoot, I went to therapy because, you know, she does it, you know what I mean? We went to therapy together, and it was just something she not made it cool, but like, it was something that I know, like, this is something you really should. Like, because I had never seen or, like, knew people that just go to therapy, you know, just. So seeing she's really the first one I really seen, and, you know, she'll have the online therapy, and then we did the premarital counseling and everything. She just opened that door to me to where I know, like, you know, talking to a third person, you know, because I can tell you everything all day, you know what I mean? But talking to someone outside and just, that just is there to just analyze and just hear what you have to say. That was just, like I said, it was a big thing for me. So she's not made it cool, but to the point where it made me want to just, you know, pay attention more and go through it with her. So at first it was difficult to just understand how much in the public eye you are, like literally everything you do. Like, we'll take a picture in front of a restaurant and, you know, next thing we know, it's on Yahoo. So it took a minute to get used to it, but at the same time, you just have to let people know that, like, you're human too. You know, if we're out and, you know, we want to have a good time and relax, and like I said, man, like, we take one picture, you know, people just gonna swarm you, and now we're trying to walk around the mall and it's 100 people following us. You know, sometimes, you know, as kids, you know, that's a moment where you just, you go with it, and, you know, you gotta, you know, kids might not know when they'll see you, so, you know, you understand that, you know. You know, we had a restaurant and we're out eating, and, you know, someone comes up, and that's the one time where I had to get used to it. She was a lot nicer than me. Me, I would just get annoyed, like, bruh, we sitting here eating, like, you really, and I'm like, man, I'm not trying to take this picture. I got food in my mouth, man, and they trying to have me, you know, so, but it's just something, it's what comes with it, you know. And that was one thing, like, the way that she handles it is, I just watch her, you know, she has her times where she, like, you know, she'll take every picture, but then, you know, if we're doing stuff and she doesn't want to cause a scene, like, especially sometimes at the game, she'll like, I'm here for
She
him.
does support you, right?
I'm here for him. Like, I don't want to, so, and I appreciate her for that a lot. Like, she's helped me transition into the spotlight because before I met her, like, I was just a regular NFL player. So I can walk around the mall, people would, and that was all I knew at the time, but then when I got with her and I did see how much in the public eye she is, how many people recognize her. I mean, we're out the country and, we're still looking over our shoulder, Right. She's kind of taught me how to deal with that. Man, honestly, I was a late bloomer athletically. High school, I was a good player on the team, but I wasn't like totally sure of myself yet. I was just kind of awkward, But honestly, I was just trying to get a scholarship, man, because I knew my mom wasn't going to be able to afford college, so.
Did you ever question yourself? Did you ever have any kind of doubt that you was going to be where you at?
Not doubt, but I was just unsure of myself. Like, I knew athletically I could do everything, but it was more so just confidence and actually doing it. I was on practice squad for the first 3 years of my career, so that'll let doubt creep into your mind a little just because I've been cut 5 times. So you just have to keep going, And honestly, man, it's just that feeling of just, it getting looked over for so long. It just drives me to just want to prove myself. That was the biggest thing, just to show that I belong and continue to do that. But it just makes me want to prove myself, man, work harder just because, I had to work so hard to show people that I belong, and I've been told that I wasn't good enough so many times, but I just took it as I have something else that I needed to work on, and so that's what really drives me. Just let myself know that I've never, you never got it, always something I can work on and something to improve on, so that's really, I guess you could say my driving force, my motivator, so I just want to keep proving people wrong, man, that's it, and the people that believe in me, continue to prove them right.
And because I have no hope in getting other people to stop hating and bashing Black women, I'll just talk to Black women. There's a lot of you making, these videos like your red flag referees and saying all of the different things and the psychobabble and the terms about what you see in him based off of this 2-minute clip. And what I'm saying is sometimes when you're trying to demean a man that a woman is with, she actually ends up catching a stray. You all do this all the time. And it's before a man actually does something wrong. Like even at the beginning of the relationship, when you haven't even given it a time to fail. You did this with Candy and Todd. You did this with Kiki and the bastard that doesn't deserve to be named at this point. What I'm saying is this is really not necessary, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's already covered. Bashing Black women is America's new favorite pastime. It's replaced baseball. It's almost like the new porn. That's how much enjoyment people get out of demeaning Black women and putting them in their place by taking the worst possible examples of Black womanhood, putting that under a microscope, magnifying it, and then putting that out there in the media to stand as representation for the entirety of Black women. There's a whole bunch of rituals that I think that are going on that are made to embarrass, Black women and things of that nature. And what you'll notice is a lot of these videos that are out now are just using the title or the topic of Simone and Jonathan really just to make yet another video calling Black women bitter and angry and mad and lonely and undesirable. So we don't need to add to that noise, and we certainly don't need to prove them right, especially when I don't see how you can see what I just showed you and still really think that this man has ill will towards his wife. Perhaps you should consider supporting a Black woman, maybe even just by subscribing or by actually hitting that super chat. The choice is yours. But if we could just stop the bashing, that would be great. Maybe you all can even consider taking 30 seconds to do a video with that same energy, apologizing. But now what I'm going to do is actually get into the clip that went viral, but not play that clip, play the context around it without even repeating those words. Because what I'm trying to show you is in a situation where everybody in a room is laughing raucously, throwing their head back, showing all their teeth. This stuff is hilarious. They are being, wild with their arms, clearly overly exaggerated and expressive. Then just maybe they were laughing because they were being sarcastic, including Jonathan, who this wasn't a very good way to do it. But all the same, if you've listened to everything else prior to this, then maybe you could consider that just maybe, if everybody is laughing, including the person that's supposed to be the butt of the joke, then maybe it was exactly that, a joke. Now let's take a different look with fresh eyes.
bro, I gotta ask you, man. God damn, y'all boys scared. Bro, as us pretty red dimes as we are, how in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? And I love this football talk, bro. I gotta get to it. I'm over here rubbing my knees trying to answer this question.
Hey, Chad, I wanted to tell him, he's talking about being looked over. Now, when the right people look at you.
Yeah, that's,
You know what I'm saying?
How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question,
Oh,
man.
Lord Jesus. Now you with Freddie. Now it's back. now you with Chad.
I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay.
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue. Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you're saying.
Cause I was fighting it. I was fighting it.
So in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles, is what you're saying.
Go ahead.
I really wanted to talk about football.
Kids are like shaking. It was like, oh my God. And I'm like,
You thought it's because you thought you were fine, huh?
man, nah.
Honestly, in truth, Simone Biles is lucky.
For what?
Cause she took a chance. She lucky cause she wouldn't have all that. Jonathan said she wouldn't have all that.
Hey now.
Cause he ain't had time.
Jonathan,
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Yeah, I give it that.
I know what I like and I know what I want.
Y'all are young newlyweds. Don't let people bring that shit in y'all house. Don't let this man do that.
So I hope some of that helped you change your mind. And if not, I hope at least it helped you find it, because some of you really lost your mind in the way that you all were going ham on this couple for no reason. If you can appreciate the amount of research and the effort that I put into this video and into not being an echo chamber, then please subscribe. And now, after granting all of that grace and providing all of that understanding, I want to say two harsh truths, both to the audience and then, Jonathan, I got to get you, baby. First thing to the audience, this man is absolutely positively a catch. There's nothing wrong with him saying that. I have taught my son that he is a catch. Hear me out and what I'm getting ready to say. This is a handsome young man who's attractive. He's a professional athlete. He's a high income earner. And to our knowledge, because as you all said, don't nobody even know him. So we don't know of any scandals or illegitimate children attached to his name. In my book and in the book of anybody that's sane, that does actually make this young man a catch. However, Jonathan, make no mistake, Simone is the prize. This is your bride now. It's a different ball game. You're always talking about, I got your back, SB. Well, this particular SB is not street booty. This is Simone Biles, the Simone Biles. You're blessed to have her as your bride, and you all are on the world stage now, so you need to govern yourself accordingly. Do not ever do this again. What you must know is the way that you speak of her and the way that you treat her is exactly what you're giving other people permission to do. You all understand each other's humor, and I'm sure you all play like this at home all the time and you have a lot of inside jokes. Baby, you're not at home, and I'm gonna need for you to keep those inside jokes inside. Get some media training and learn best business practices, because now, I will be honest, our spidey senses are tingling, and we're waiting to see if some of the things that we know just based on lived experience is actually going to come into fruition. And if it does, let me be clear. Simone Biles is our baby. She has a lot of internet aunties and surrogate mothers. And if you hurt her, she has a gang of supporters sitting on ready like,
I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
and if you think it's a game, F around and find out. That ends my commentary, guys. I wish you all happiness and happy holidays, and I'll end it with a last clip showing how much he loves, honors, and respects his wife.
Big advocate in the mental health space. Mm-hmm. How does she help you with those challenges of being a pro NFL player? A lot of ups and downs,
man.
Maybe not having the confidence that you talked about.
I'm glad you brought that up, man. Me and her, man, we had a conversation before the first game. I'm watching film, and I said, babe, look at this. Like, I thought I did. She's like, you look a little slow right there. And I'm like, Like, you just look like you thinking too much. Anybody else, any other woman other than her, I'd have been like, man, what are you talking about? But she said that, she's like, I just been noticing it, I noticed it for a while. I just didn't say anything to you, but she did. And when I thought about it, like my coaches have told me that, because I'm very I've always been like a nerd in school, very analytical thinker, and she told me that, and it brought it to my attention, and it was slowing me down just because I went to the sports psych guy with the Packers, and he told me it was called paralysis by analysis. So you trying to be so aware of everything that's going on that you freeze yourself, and you know what I mean? But when she did that, it made me, have to work on myself, because I did realize I was confident, but it was almost like pretend confidence, just because I know I'm supposed to be confident because I'm in the NFL, In my mind, I still hadn't proved myself enough. And man, we had that conversation, and I went, to the sports psych guy, just talked to him about it. And he told me about imposter syndrome and just thinking that you are, everyone else thinks that you're something else, and but in your mind, you still don't feel like you deserve it, That was really something that I was dealing with. Sports psych guy a few times a week, man, talking with him, and she told me though, she's like that's what I like right there, and just seeing how fast and just quick and just making fast, full speed decisions. It was a game we had against the Rams. She's like, I was surprised you went that fast. I didn't think you were going to, you know what I mean? And so that was the moment I told her, I was like, whenever I write a book one day, I'm going to come back to this situation, this conversation we had. We just laying in the bed, man. I'm watching my iPad, and she tell me that. But, that's what, I think about all the time. I'm telling her that was the big moment in my career where I feel like my trajectory in my career changed.